The X is the number 17.
I'm just working this one more, but I bet you
But yeah, people might still have that, okay? So the screen is going to know what exactly. See here, this is 25, so this is all we do, this is what, if I go to stat. This is all we do, I go to
You can sit down there. Okay, you can sit down here. Okay, good morning. How are you? I think we still have 1 more minute, but I will just try to start 1 minute earlier. I believe that most of us here already. So, like I explained to you 2 days ago, today we are going to discuss chapter 9. Chapter 9 is about, basically is about hypothesis testing. Okay. So what is hypothesis? Basically, hypothesis is just assumption. Because we are studying about statistics, so assumption about statistical parameter. Usually only one, but sometimes you can have more than one. So what are those parameters? Can be standard deviation, can be X bar, can be sum, can be N, or others. Okay? So what kind of hypothesis? We can have a null hypothesis, which is, this is status quo, and alternative hypothesis. So null hypothesis we usually we denote by H0 or H0 or whatever you wanna write it down, but usually it's not an SA. SA is a hypothesis, alternative hypothesis, SA. So this is your expectation. Okay, so your expectation. Any questions so far? So based on your assumption, for example, you can see that null hypothesis, let's see that you are going to say that standard deviation equal to 8. Okay, so if you have equal here, the alternative hypothesis, standard deviation not equal to 8. Okay, so it is possible, for example, you say that greater than 8. So the alternative will be less than 8. Same thing also if you have less than 8, and then the alternative will be greater than 8. This is called two-tailed. This is called upper tail, lower, and this is upper. Okay. So the idea for two-tail, because you say that, for example, alpha equal to 5, so 5 by 2. So this is two-tail. Basically, what you are going to compare is between the zx, which is the calculated z, x bar minus mu divided by standard deviation, compare with z alpha by 2. So this is table. Okay, so you just compare this one with that one. What happens if it is one tail or two tail? Let's see that this is upper, right? So alpha is still alpha. So you compare between z alpha, cx, compare with z alpha. The same thing also if it is lower tail, so you compare between zx compared to z alpha. It's just in the left side, upper in the right side. Okay, so basically what we are going to use is this table and calculation about z. Okay, so this is usually is called critical z, or standard z. You can call it critical z, standard z, table z, whatever you want. This is always calculated. The same thing with that. So this is calculated. This is critical, standard, or table. Any question? So let's see example in real life. Okay. This semester, you assume that your GPA for this semester will be greater than your GPA greater than 3.5. What is your status quo usually? Your null hypothesis. It's the same thing, right? Your GPA, what you have here. Huh? Okay.
You're expected for your GPA to be 3.5, or is that what it's been?
This is the status quo. This is what you want, or what you expect, whatever you want. So if you want this, what is your status quo? Less than or equal to 3.5. Okay, if you say that your GPA equal to 3.5, what is your alternative? Very good. Okay, let's see one example. Usually, calculation is easy, but to understand the question and to define the hypothesis is not easy. So what do you think? what is the hypothesis? So what is the null and alternative hypothesis? You print it out? Very good. How many of you print it out? Nobody. I know that. Usually girls, they will print it out. So what do you think? This is a real life situation. Adelaide claims that its new bulb has an average life that exceeds 8,000 hours, right? So this is the expectation, right? Claim, that's expectation. So they said that X bar greater than 8,000, right? So what is the status quo? Yes. If you don't know the alpha, just write down alpha equal to 0.05. So what is the critical value? Okay. Remember how to calculate the 0.05, the critical value of 0.05? I can give it to you, but I just want you to understand where this come from. How you calculate 1.05? What you got? Yes? Okay. If you don't know, ask her. One 6, 5 or 4, 5. Oh, sorry. Okay, because it's not exactly in the, see if you see that, it's not exactly there, so in the middle there. So we can say 1.645 or 1.65 is okay, whatever you like, okay, or 1.65, that's fine. Okay, as long as you know what it is. Number 4, calculate the appropriate test statistic. So this is called calculated or test statistic, okay? So according to this is C x bar equal to minus mu divided by x bar. What is the average that given there? Okay, suppose the average life of random 36 of new bulb is 8124. What 8120? Okay, so we know that this is the average for all of them. So this is the based on the sample. And then what is the deviation? Somebody? 500 divided by 36, right? Remember that we did it several times. That first sample, this is called sample standard deviation equal to, okay, we've done it from chapter 7, right? several times. So I don't have to write it down. So this is equal to what you got? 720 by, that's better. You know how to get 720? You just flip it, right? Flip this. So 5 times that divided by 500. Has supposed to be 1 point something. So 1,4 is 144, right? Okay. So how your decision? So if you compare, because this is upper, so you can see that Z alpha equal to 1,645. Okay, and then Zx equal to 1.44. So if it is greater than Z alpha, this is called rejection area. So that's called rejection area. So if it is greater than, you reject. Because it is smaller, so the conclusion is, you say that don't reject, that's correct, but usually in the real life you say that do not have enough evidence to reject null hypothesis or to accept alternative hypothesis. Okay, that's basically it. But the question is, from 36, okay, we have 36. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we have 36. The n is 36, and the average from sample is greater. How can it is rejected? What do you think? Yes. You got this one? This one? It's there. 8,000 is there. 500 is there. 36 is there. Okay? So the reason is why this is rejected, because the sample is small. If you have a sample maybe 100, see, let's see that if the sample is 100, you change this one to 100, right? So this one is become what? 5. 120 divided by 5, what you got? Hey, this is 50. You know, this, if it is 100, this is only 50, right? So 1.4 is still rejected. So if your n is more, it is possible that it is rejected if the average of the sample is like that. Any question? Okay, Another way to accept or reject is called p-value approach. This is a little bit confusing, so therefore I'm going to explain it slowly. Okay. P-value approach basically is p-value approach. So this is called confidence level approach. Okay. Confidence level or error level approach. Okay. Basically is approach. Basically using the value of alpha. Okay. But for p-value approach, this is to calculate alpha based on zx. So based on this one. Okay. In this case, we know that, see, this is base find alpha based on zx equal to 1.44, right? So based on that 1.44, right? So you can see from here 1.44 is 1 point there, right? 92. You agree with me? So 144 is 9251. Okay. Equal to 9251. Okay, so alpha equal to 1 minus 9251 equal to, what you got? Nine, 4, 7, 0, right? You agree with me? Huh? Yeah, so because alpha of zx equal to 144 equal to 0.0749, which is greater than 0.05. Okay, so the alpha that we calculated is greater, so this is 0.05, and we calculated here is 0.075. So we fail to reject, or so another way to say that we don't have enough, we can say that fail to reject null hypothesis. Okay? Any question? If you download and print what I'm going to discuss today, it's a lot easier for you. A lot easier. And all this material up to chapter 11 is already online. Okay, any question? This is another example. Okay, I want you to read it and give me the null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. Okay, in real life, we always make a lot of incorrect hypotheses. For example, okay, you say that my salary will increase 10% this year. Almost never happen, right? Unless you go and find another job. If you stay in your current job, it's difficult. At the most, a little bit higher than the inflation rate. The average time an American spends looking at web page is 5-6 seconds. So the web creator, they try to catch your attention within that time, right? A researcher at a local university would like to test this claim using a hypothesis test. Okay, just read the first sentence. The average time an American spends looking I'm going to scan it and then put it online sometime today or tonight. Okay, so what is the null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis? Okay, it's English. Average time of Americans spend looking at webs. So average time, right? You can say average, or you can say mu is the same thing for right now. Equal to average time is equal, right? So this is what? Two-tailed test. Like I told you, if there is no information about alpha, just pick 0.05. Number 3, determine the appropriate critical value. What is the critical value? Somebody remember? Z alpha by 2. Do you understand, right, why it is Z alpha by 2? Any question for that? So what is Z alpha by 2? We discussed that several times. Okay, I can put it this here. And what is Z alpha by 2? Who remember how you calculate that? We did it several times. Yeah, Larry, I'm sorry, I remember your name. Jordan. We discussed this several times last week. What is alpha? If it is Z alpha equal to 0.05, Z alpha 0.0025, what is the Z value? That's if alpha equal to 5. Okay? We just did it. If alpha equal to 0.05, Z alpha equal to 1.645. What happens if alpha equal to 0.205? So what is the Z alpha by 2? You understand, right, why it is Z alpha by 2? Yes? Very good. If you don't understand, yes?
Can you explain why it's Z alpha by 2?
Is it because two-tailed? I wrote it down there.
Thank you.
Okay? So I can re-explain it to you why it is 1.96, but I just want you to understand where that we already discussed that several times. I can re-explain it, but you may not like it. Okay, so Z alpha x bar is equal to x bar minus mu minus like that, right? So what is the x bar? Who can give me the number of X bar? Amma? Yes?
47.
Okay. Mu is there, right? What is standard deviation? 32, right? So this is 8.7. I don't know what is square root of 60. You can give me the number.
7.75.
Huh?
7.75 square root.
7.75. So what is the value altogether?
4.13.
So what is the total? What is the number there?
3.11.
Okay. So we can take the absolute value of that. So what do you think? Is it greater or smaller? 2.11, is it greater or smaller than 1.96? Huh? It's greater, right? So we have enough evidence to reject null hypothesis. In the correct sentence, you have to say we have enough evidence. We have enough evidence to reject null hypothesis. Okay, let's do using p-value, using the same way to do it, p-value. So we are going to find the alpha based on zx equal to 2.11, right? So what is 2.11? 2.11, see, 1 is the second column. So 2.11 is 9828, right? Any question? 98226. Okay, so alpha 1 point minus 9828 is equal to 4, 7. Is this 1? 1, right? Is it correct? Okay. So p value alpha equal 1.6, which is smaller than 0.05. Okay, therefore reject null hypothesis. Okay, so 0.0175 4 is greater, or which is smaller than 0.05. Therefore, we reject that. If you don't understand how to calculate the p-value, let me know, because it's confusing. Therefore, I try to explain it slowly. Okay, so first you need to find the value of that, and from that you can find the value of 2.11 is there. 0.11, and then the alpha is 1 minus that, or p-value alpha is 1 minus that, and you compare with the alpha. The other one before, it was greater. Okay, that's the previous example was greater, but this example is smaller, therefore it's reject. Okay, any question? So the idea is always the same thing. Okay, the idea is when alpha is known, I already give you example of alpha is known. Standard deviation is known. So you see, always like that. It's known. Now example when standard deviation is unknown. I gave you example several times about example alpha not known. She asked me whether you can calculate through. Can you calculate now? But before that, let's do the hypothesis. What is the hypothesis? Okay, what is the hypothesis? Read that. Suppose this is all business example. Suppose self-serve checkout system was a pilot that was used to test the feasibility of installing future system at other store location for Piggly Wiggly, which is a large store grocery chain. Currently, the average total time to check out with a cashier is 5 minutes. Piggly Wiggly has decided that if the average self-serve checkout time in the past is less, okay, so what is the null hypothesis? And if I were you, I usually use what is the expectation. For example, my expectation, she loved me. That's my expectation. She less loves me. So, and here, what is the expectation? The checkout, the average self-checkout time in the pilot system is less than 5 minutes. So that's what they want. Okay. So number 1, so is less than 5 minutes. Automatically, this one is greater than 5 minutes. You can add the minute over there, but the basic idea is 5, right? Let's see that alpha is, we don't know, so we just write down 0.5. Number 3 is a appropriate critical value. Is this upper tail, lower tail, or two tail? Somebody? Upper. Somebody else? Everybody agree? What? I'm sorry, what's your name? Huh? Okay. My question is, what is your name? What? 20th? Cynthia. Sorry. Okay. So, lower, right? Z alpha of Z alpha 0.05 equal to We did this, the first one. What the value of Z alpha 0.05? Huh? Okay.
Question.
Yes.
Is it lower because we want to do less than 5?
Yes.
So if it was greater than, then it would be upper tail?
Yes. If it is inequality, it's two-tail, lower and upper. So inequality, two-tail, upper and lower, lower to the left, greater to the right. No, we are not talking politics here, okay? Not to the right, to the left, no. Okay, test statistic, number 4. What you got?
I got alpha, I got 1.36.
No. I want you to calculate the, what do you call? The standard deviation.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so we have only 12, right? So we supposed to use what? We suppose, so I make a mistake. The number of n is only 12. So we cannot use z. We have to use t. T alpha, and then degree of freedom, n minus 1. So t 0.05, degree of freedom, 11. So what is the value? Let's see whether I have that. Yeah, I have it. Okay. So in here, we have 11. Yeah. So which one? Okay, 11, this one or this one? Okay. Okay. So to calculate the test statistic, t is equal to x bar minus mu divided by standard deviation, or n. Okay, so this is equal to what is, so you have to calculate the average of that and the standard deviation of that. So we know this 5, we don't know the standard deviation, we know this. So what is the average? Oh, sorry. We want the average, right? And standard deviation. Using this is, of course, very easy. Just find average and take the and this is standard deviation of that. So standard, this is equal to 4.2, 1, 4, 2, 1, 4, 2, 1, okay, 1, 4, 2, 1, 3, right? Sorry, it's not easy, you know, back and forth like that. Okay, I just copy it down. It's 4.2, right? I just calculated. Standard deviation there divided by 12. What you got all together? This is equal to minus 0.8 divide, I don't know. For 1, okay, and then what is that? All of them? Okay, so this is the Tx. So this is number what? Number 4, right? Number 5, compare, so Tx versus T alpha. So we know that T alpha is 0.796 and this is 1.95. What do you think? Is it greater or smaller? Greater or smaller? This is greater than or smaller? It's greater, right? So what is your conclusion? Smaller, right? Tx is 1.796 and this is T alpha, sorry. So we reject. So the conclusion, the pilot is less than, so reject, null hypothesis. You can see that the pilot system average time is less than 5 minutes. Okay, we can also use p-value for this. So of course the p-value for this is a little bit different. P-value based on Tx equal to 1.96. Okay, so let me show you how you calculate that. Okay, so this is the so we know that n minus 1, the degree of freedom is 11, and the Tx is 1.95, right? Right? So we know that degree of freedom n minus 1 is 12 minus 1 is 11, and 1.9. 1.9 is there. Okay. So 1.9 is there. How you make the conclusion? So how you make the, we know all the number now. We are here and we are there. So we say that, and this is only one tail, right? So we use this, and the value is there. So we say alpha is between 0.05 and 2.05. You agree with me? Right? So we say that alpha is in between 0.05 and 0.025. So now we are going to compare alpha, okay? Alpha is 0.05 and the p-value between, so let's see that you have here 0 and you have here 0.025. So this is the p-value is between 0.05 and 2.5 between 0.05 with 2.025. Okay, so therefore is in the rejection area. Okay, therefore the conclusion is the same, which is reject. Therefore p value is less than 0.05, therefore reject null hypothesis. Okay. Any question? Yes.
How would we calculate on an exam the standard deviation without using the cell?
You can use, on your calculator, you put all of the information into your stat list, like L1, and you go to stat, one var stat, and you, okay, put in all of the information, you go to stat, go over to calc, hit the one, it says one var stat, and it'll give you all the, it'll give you the t value, it'll give you the p value, it'll give you x bar, and it'll give you standard deviation, all on one thing.
Okay, you can use this one too. If you know the xi, 3.5, 5.5, 4.1, you can find the average, whatever it is. You can calculate one by one. Okay, so I will put this online. I'll see you on Friday, okay? Huh? Oh, attendance, sorry. Okay. Rodney? Okay. Jordan? Chrisman? Matthew? Amma? Kevin? Robert? Ashley? Mitchell? Hannah?
Here.
Brett Howard? John Hagen? John? Greg Hughes? Larry? Casey? Kelly? Cynthia? Yifu. Alexis. Alexis. Angelina. Michael. Alex Martin. Bradley. Matthew. Nicole. Scott. Jason. Christina. Kristen. Nan. Michael Shebert. Jessica Smith. Adam. Olga. Alisa. Kyle. Jason. Oh, where is Jason Queen Mercedo? Ah, where is Jason Queen Mercedo? He's not here. I thought that's you. Xiao Fang. Nicole Xing Yang. Jacob Nader. Okay, thank you. Yes.
When we were in 214, he taught us to use the T10 from a TA84 calculator.
Yeah.
Could we,
I don't know how to use that.
okay. Well, the problem
Because it's a different calculator, it's a different way to do it. You cannot expect that I know all the calculator. Just this, you know, there are so many computers which different.
I was just confused because I was getting the exact same T-score for
Yeah.
my statistic, but I wasn't getting the same P.
Maybe she can help you. Yes, sir.
What are your office hours staying up? Do they start at 12?
Yes.
And which class? Because I wanted to...
207E.
Okay. Because I wanted to come over and they go home.
Sure.
All right, I'll see you.
I'll see you then.